was playing, man. I told you I was coming back to the city of Cowboy, Tulsa, Oklahoma, seek and destroy. You know the vibe. Yeehaw!
Yes, Zaga, Yaga, you know the vibes. You rocking up with yours truly, Showtime Sizzle. I am the source. Happy Sunday, y'all. I know I put down an hour. I'm like an hour late, maybe an hour and some time late. Um, because I planned on going live on scene in the gym, but then I thought about it. I was like, nah, that's a waste. That is a waste, waste of time going live in the gym, right? Because I was in the gym, um, doing what I do. But more importantly, I was contemplating on going live in the gym, but I was like, for what? Why? This it's a waste, right? Because after last night, right? After watching those heavyweight fights last night, I was on the phone with my business partner, my brother, and I said, yo, it's time for a heavyweight, man. It is time for after watching Jeremiah Milton and what was the other guy? Derek Lewis. Hopefully I said his name right, man. Um, and I can recall having a conversation with somebody and they telling me, these like a B side type of guy, right? And he was telling me, politic and some stuff. And I was like, I was basically on my shit like, yo, why? Like why fuck with a B-side fighter? And then he started really running down the logistics. And it made sense now. It makes a lot of sense. Cause I was like, yo, bro, I deal with the creme de la creme, man. My record is speaking for itself right now. But then after watching last night, that's why I like watching the undercard fights. I like watching the opponents, the B side opponents. Well, I know what I'm rhetoricing about right now, speaking about most you guys that talk boxing on this YouTube, it's over your frequency, right? It's really over your frequency. It shows in the shit that you adapt to, the shit that you co-sign off from. But I want to speak about my video that I dropped en route to where I was going. I want to go a little bit more in depth on that with the whole WBC ordering the fights. Now, a lot of you guys that come on here and discuss boxing every single day, right? You are so caught up into thinking you know stuff that programmers tell you, but um, if you really are mindful and you don't even have to be hands on to actually know that a lot of stuff that you are programmed to believe doesn't make sense. So Earl Spence has been on record, right? Wanting Frank Martin to fight Shakur Stevenson. He's been tweeting about it. Um, remember with the whole motherfucking the other guy that wanted to fight him, man. I'm drawing a blank. Him right here. What's his name right here?
Yes, this is the
Him
Sauce
right.
Talk with Keyshawn Davis. The Sauce Talk, okay. First off,
Keyshawn Davis. There it is. Remember Keyshawn Davis was like, nah, I want to fight him. And Earl Spence is on record saying no. Um, we want Shakur. We want Shakur. So now the WBC has ordered that fight. And I want y'all to pay attention, especially you guys that be on here cheerleading with your pom poms and hoorahing for fighters as promoters and all of this, right? So now that the fight is ordered, right? They have up until September 5th to come to terms and try to make a fight happen between these two. Now, the video that I put out, right, and I got a poll out as well right now. It shouldn't go over your heads, right? Because if this should be an easy fight to make now. And I know you guys are gonna say, how's it gonna be an easy fight to make? Right? No, it should be because if the actual promoter, right, the guy who was the promoters are, right, is Earl Spence, Man Down Promotions, right, who is represents Frank Martin and Top Rank, and Earl Spence has been on record to stating that he wanted this fight for his guy. Um, it should be easy to make now. But if it goes to purse bids, this is what I said in my video. People are going to get exposed now. Because if you want to fight and you've been campaigning for the fight, it should be easy to negotiate terms for the fight. But now if it goes to purse bid, the fight is going to happen regardless. But if it goes to purse bid, and I'm not even going to go into all of those logistics of the business because I don't know nothing. I don't know, and I want y'all to continue to think these things, right? Because, like I said, I am doing other things and been doing other things. But today we are blogging and we are trying to reprogram y'all on y'all thinking of boxing. So why should this have to go to purse bid, right? If the promoter Earl Spence wanted this fight, so it should be easier for him to negotiate now that it has been ordered to be made. Because regardless if they do not come to terms, right? If they do not come to terms, then the promoters or any promoter, not the you see what I said, promoters, right? Because Matchroom, any other promoter could get involved with this because it's going to purse bid to put this fight on. But the two leading promoters, Top Rank, CEO Bob Arum, and Man Down Promotions, CEO Earl Spence, can make this happen. Are y'all following that? Are y'all following that, right? Is that a fair assessment breakdown? Hold on, let me share this since I am at the crib. Let me get this shared, man. Please feel free to share the content. Sharing is caring. It's free of charge, you know. And that's another reason why I look at a lot of you guys real funny. Because how do you love something or be a part of something, but you don't share, you don't like? Like, come on, man. The jig is up with you guys on this YouTube shit, man. It's been up, man. That's why when it comes to YouTube, I network with the certain people that I network with on YouTube. The rest of y'all, the jig is up, man. The jig been up. So September 5th is next week, next Tuesday, right? Is that next Tuesday? Not this upcoming Tuesday, but next Tuesday. So that gives them what? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It gives them a couple of days, maybe 10 days, right? Give or take to make this try to make this fight, right? Now, let me ask you this. I got the poll going, right? I didn't even check my levels, man. I should have checked my levels, but didn't even check the levels. Hopefully y'all hear me good, right? So now that the WBC ordered this, it should be a like I said, the logistics is going to be the logistics on the purse split. But I think if it does go to purse split, man, that might not favor Frank Martin. Frank Martin might not get as much money. That's why it's good to come to terms now, right? They could work it on out. And I already put my opinion out there on how this fight is going to play out, you know. And like I said, no disrespect to Frank Martin, but there's levels, man, and we're gonna see that. You're gonna see that. You're gonna see that Frank Martin, like I said, is a great Leonard Ellaby voice, great little fighter, great fighter. But there's levels, man. Like Shakur Stevenson is a silver medalist Olympian, decorated amateur for a reason. He is also a two-division former unified champion for a reason. And when they fight, we will see these things. And shout out to my guy, Boxing Guru. Um, he gave a great assessment as into what Frank Martin would need to do with the constant pressure. But like I said, this is Beetlejuice Boxing Gems. Let me break something down to you. In order for Frank Martin to give that constant pressure, what a lot of you guys love to say that they do over there at the World Class Furniture Facility. But when we seen Frank Martin do this, right? When we seen Frank Martin have a turn up round like that. Now this is corner man talk right now. This is advisor consultant talk right now. When Frank Martin attempted to do that his last fight, right? When he applied what we like to call all gas, no brakes. The next round, maybe next two rounds, he was trying to recover, refuel his gas tank. Shout out to Boxing Guru. Boxing Guru said this is the effort that he will constantly need against Shakur Stevenson. But he has shown now, pay attention, school is in session. This is the sweet science schooling. He has shown that when he does step on the gas and, guns are blazing, it takes him 2 rounds to recover from that. In order to beat Shakur, like I said, per my guy, the Boxing Guru, he would need to be like this the whole fight. But he has shown that he can't sustain that type of boxing pressure. Did y'all just follow that assessment and breakdown that I gave y'all to why I think the fight is going to play out the way I think it's going to play out? Feel free to comment. It's three of y'all in here. Three is the crowd, right? Don't be bashful. Just don't be in here ear hustling. It's okay to say hi and pop your head out. So like I said, you are getting real insider gems right now. So yes, hopefully it doesn't go to purse bid. Because if it goes to purse bid, I will be doing more videos on this, saying that Man Down Promotions is exposed. And because to me, to be honest, if it has to go to purse bids, and I don't care who feels offended by this, I'm going to do videos on this. I'm going to call Man Down Promotions and Earl Spence Janky Promotions. Because if you're out here campaigning for a fight, right, that you tweeted, you did your goddamn all access, one of your interviews, not all access, but one of your last interviews with Brian Custer. You was on there stating that this is the fight that you want for Frank Martin. So you got it now. It's ordered. It shouldn't have to go to purse bid. It shouldn't have to go to purse bid. But like I said, a lot of you guys that sit up here and talk boxing are so deaf, dumb, and blind that what I'm saying to y'all is over your head. It's over your frequency. It's over your frequency. Yeah. Most of y'all will get on here and say, "Oh man, you're hating on Earl. You got a vendetta against Earl." No, I don't. If I'm saying that I want something, and now I have the opportunity to get it, and I'm not negotiating to get it done, and it has to go to basically a purse bid for it to happen, that means that I never wanted it to happen. That means that I was just out here janky promotions, fronting, selling wolf tickets. Because like I did videos in the past, when fights are made, contrary to what the rest of these goofy ass YouTube niggas be telling you, the promoters, because they are the ones fronting the bill, make the fights. They are the ones that front the bill, right? The promoter pays for the fight, right? Can we establish that? Now it's for y'all in here, man. Is there anybody in here that knows at least that much, that the promoter is the one that pays for the fight? So when a fighter is paid, like, I'm not gonna disclose a fighter, but last night a fighter got $75K. Yeah, 75,000 for on the top rank card. Do you know who paid him that 75,000? The promoter. Who was the promoter of last night's fight? Can y'all follow that? Is that easy enough to follow? So the particular fight that I'm speaking on was paid 75K. Who paid him the 75K? See, you guys that get on here and speak, right, about knowing the logistics and shit about boxing, right? So the particular fighter got 75,000, right? Who paid him the 75,000? Was it ESPN? Because the fights was on ESPN, or was it top ranked CEO Bob Arum, the promoter? Who paid him? Who paid him? Velocity Cut says Shakur is scheduled to fight November 16th with or without Frank Martin. Hmm. Yes, that is the plan. Top rank, if they win the purse bid or they come to terms, they want to fight in November. And I think Mark Kriegel, shout out to Mark. Mark Kriegel did reference that as well last night. They're looking for a November date with Shakur. And hopefully if they do make that official, we can get on that card. Yeah, that'd be nice. November, Vegas too. I believe it's Vegas. Don't hold me. Do not hold me. I don't know everything. Like I say, hey, what do I know? What do I know? This is just, sweet science blogging on a Sunday. But yes, that'd be dope if they make this fight, because not only will it be a good fight, it'll be a good fight that has been hyped up on the YTC. Because like I said, a lot of you guys on the YTC huff and puff about Frank Martin. Um, I don't think that I was speaking with somebody, I'm not gonna disclose who, but they told me that they're not gonna they don't want this fight. When I say they're talking about what's the name. They said they're gonna post something to try to get out of it because they done invested too much in Frank Martin, right? As far as developing him. You see, I said develop. I didn't say build. I didn't say manufacture. I tried to be politically correct. And to throw it all away, right? Because that's what they're going to basically do. If you fight Shakur, all of the hype, the YouTube build up about this guy being a killer is going to go out the window. It's going to go out the window. Because Shakur Stevenson will make him look so basic, right? He will make him look so basic that you guys will, you know, the ESJ part two will come out. A lot of excuses. Frank Martin will be weight drained. Frank Martin will be high. Frank Martin will be all these things that EJ just was. So I don't think they're gonna go that route, because if you think about the man down stable, what other fighters do they have? Real talk. What other fighters do they have? Velocity Cut. Shout out to says Lomo ain't want nothing to do with Shakur. It was an easy fight to make. Facts. Lomo is an older guy. He sparred with Shakur when they were younger. He knows Shakur. See, Lomachenko is like I said, an older, smarter, more seasoned guy, right? I don't blame him, right? Um, he fought Devin Haney, and he felt that he edged that fight out. That is the fight that he wanted, another Devin Haney fight. Now, like I said, he has worked with Shakur. He has fought Devin Haney. Fighters know. Fighters know he wanted the Devin Haney fight again. He's more confident in facing Devin Haney, which is his opinion. Right? But I just think, like I said, when it comes to Shakur Stevenson, contrary to the narratives that, like I said, YouTubers want to push for specific fighters, they know what it is with Shakur, man. Shakur, let me say this, right? When you are sparring a guy in Terrence Crawford, and Terrence Crawford is on record as to giving you your flowers and um saying, like, when he's being interviewed and he's saying, yeah, when I get the work rounds up with Shakur, it's like a chess match. I always got to be on point. I always got to be this, that, and the third. And then you see him come out and pretty much dismantle uh, Earl Spence, dismantled him. But then you hear him telling you that when he's sparring a Shakur Stevenson, see this goes over a lot of you guys' heads that discuss boxing, and I understand why it does because, like I said, a lot of people that talk boxing, when you look at them and then you look at their channels, and you look at their audiences, and you really analyze them, they don't know what they're watching. Not only do they not know what they're watching, they just go with whatever they're programmed to go. It's like the radio station. If you constantly hearing a song every single day, it's in heavy rotation. That's what you're gonna come to memorizing that song and basically chanting it. That's what you get with this boxing. We have been programmed to think, oh man, Earl Spence is this world beater. Earl Spence, Earl Spence, Earl Spence, Earl Spence. So when we seen Earl Spence get destroyed the way he did, it the YTC right now, still to this day, is like still like shaking up. But going back to what I was just saying, now when you hear a fighter that did this to him tell you that when he's in the ring with Shakur sparring, he has to be on point. It's like they're playing chess. He can't, So I'm just trying to give you guys a heads up on if Shakur is to fight Frank Martin, what that would look like. What that would look like, you know? He says facts. Lomo said he figured Haney out as the fight went on. Yes, that is the Matrix. That is the Matrix. And it didn't it seem like he figured him out? Wasn't Devin Haney on record to stating that as well? He told his father, "Yo, he knows, he sees it, something like that." I gotta rewatch that, man. I'm not a real Team Haney type of guy, man. I just, well, to me, salute to the Haneys and everything, but it's a lot of what they like to say, smoke and mirrors. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, a lot of felonious activities and shit, man. You know, to each his own. But yeah, I think he was on record as to stating something of that notion. He got me. He knows what we're doing. Something like that in one of the rounds. He said that to his father. He looked to his father for answers. He was like, he knows, he figured it out. Great observation. Velocity cuts. Great observation. He says, you ain't lying. EJ's fans gonna have residual effects for a while. Facts. Because they're programmed, man. They're not a lot of people that fuck with this boxing shit, they're not boxing people, bro. They're not. Especially when you're dealing with YouTube, man. That's why I come on here and I front on niggas now, man. Because a lot of these YouTubers, right, before like Jihad and others started really putting people on to who I am and what I do, these dudes went off of narratives based upon what they thought I was or trying to be, you know? And when when the jig was up, right? When the jig was up and layers started getting peeled off, and they're like, damn, he's not even that. He does more than that. He's like, they was fucked up, man. Because they was sitting around idol worshiping, and I've been on record of saying this, and I'm gonna keep my foot on their neck. They were idol worshiping dudes that aren't honorable men, that are weasels, that are rodents, that don't live by no standards of a code, you know? But it is what it is. But yes, they are gonna be feeling the effects for a long time. For a long time. Because they were programmed to believe, and I quote uh and I quote Bomac, a B-level fighter. No, 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 no. I quote a B-level fighter, a B-level fighter that I observed. I quote Buddy McGirt. Um, he fought basic competition. He didn't fight competition preparing him for a Terrence Crawford. And that's what we're seeing play out. That is exactly what we're seeing play out. Yeah, smash the like button for me one time for the one time. Share the content. But September 5th is the date. If it goes to purse bid, I think Top Rank will definitely pick up the tab, right? I don't think too many other promoters will pick up the tab, right? Because this isn't a pay-per-view fight, let's be honest, right? I think it is it's a good fight. Um, Depending on how they market and promote it, right? Shakur, let me put my hat on right now. Hold on. Let me put my hat on, right? Um, Frank Martin, contrary to what y'all want to say, is not a draw. If we go off of his history, right? Now I got to do this because you Earl Spence fanatics love to talk about this. So let's look at the logistics of Frank Martin. He headlined the Cosmopolitan. Have if any of y'all ever been to fights at the Cosmopolitan in Vegas? It's not a big arena. Um, but Frank has fought there a couple of times. He headlined there a couple months ago. Shakur, on the other hand, I think he has the attendance record at his hometown of Newark, New Jersey, right? Over 10,000. I know you're gonna say, oh, that was in Newark. That was his hometown. Um, okay, you can get away with that one, right? But as far as the bigger of the draw, right? If it goes to purse bid, this is what I'm trying to break this down to you. Who is going to get the biggest side of the pot? It's going to be Shakur Stevenson. And you want to know why? Because it's like I said, he fought in front of bigger crowds. Not only that, as a professional, look, I'm not even going to say as a amateur, but as a professional, his resume, aka, this is the source experience. Show me your work. His work, um, two division champion, um, unified champion. His work speaks for itself. Whereas Frank Martin, what is Frank Martin's resume? What what is Frank Martin's resume? What is Frank Martin's resume? Frank Martin's resume reads what? Uh, Continental belts, international. What does his resume read? What does his professional resume read as far as being a champion? What is it? What is it? What does his resume read as far as being a champion? Yes, well, Frank Martin's resume reads nothing. Nothing. You know what his resume is going to read? Earl Spencer's fighter. You know what his resume is going to read? PBC, Man Down Promotions. He's living off of Earl Spencer's name, right? Whereas Shakur Stevenson, when he, managed by James Prince, right? But if you take away James Prince, you have victories over champions. Jamel Herring was a champion, right? Oscar Valdez was a champion. Does Frank Martin have any of those? Who is it's five of y'all in here, man. Y'all don't have to just sit in here and air hustle. Feel free to type. Who would you say Frank Martin's biggest name on his resume is victory wise? Who? Who's his biggest name? Michelle Rivera, Jackson Martinez, or whatever. Who's the biggest name on his resume? Who's the biggest name on his resume? He doesn't have a champion on his resume. I know that. I know that. I know that, right? See, these is gems I'm giving y'all, man. Free, free gems. But yes, he does not have a champion. No champion on his ledger. Whereas Shakur has multiple champions. Oscar Valdez, Jamel Herring. These are guys that he beat for belts that were champions. You know. But hey, what do I know, right? What do I know? As I digress, it's not in here. Yes. Salute to the six that's in here. So September 5th is that deadline. We're just gonna keep an eye on that. And a little off topic, but on topic, man. It seems like the CEO over there has a lot going on, right? Because isn't his actual deadline coming close to, as far as to activating his rematch? As far as activating his rematch, right? A lot going on over there, man. So I wish those guys the utmost best. But before I close, I want to say this too. Any heavyweights, man. I am looking for some heavyweight action, man. Because after what I witnessed last night, man, oh God. All across the board too, man. I need a heavyweight, man. And listen, I'll work with you. You don't have to be the best, man. You could be a Derek Lewis. So is that the guy's name? Hopefully, I'm saying my man's name right. I'm not disrespectful. You could be like Derek Lewis from the D, from Detroit, man. I like Derek Lewis, man. Derek Lewis went out there after the second round. That man was tired, but he still gave a valid effort. Then he went to 8 rounds before they finally stopped it. But he won 8 rounds after he was winded after the second round, man. I am looking for a Derek Lewis prototype, big, strong buck. If you are a big, strong buck, reach out to the source via Instagram, Showtime Shanewz, Twitter, Shanewz, Facebook, Shalom Jones. What else? I think I'm on TikTok now. Hit me up, man. Hit me up, man. If you are a heavyweight and you are, looking for some action, you're looking for some action, man. Hit me up, man, because I'm looking to work with some heavyweights, man. Like I said, I will work with you. You don't listen. And I shout out to my man for putting the game on to me, right? Before I was on some, creme de la creme type ish, right? Because shout out to Jihad and Marley and a lot of the other guys. They spoil you, man. But you know what? I am willing and able to work with heavyweights, right? Like I said, you don't have to be the creme de la creme as long as you are a Derek Lewis prototype. Holla at me, man. Holla at me. And salute to my guy for, you know, bestowing the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of me with that, man. It was a pivotal time. I was like, I got to stop that, man. I got to stop that because, like I said, everybody in this boxing, right? They're not going to be the best. It is what it is. Um, they're not going to be the creme de la creme. It is what it is, right? But even if you're not the creme de la creme, um, you should be afforded the opportunity. You should be afforded the opportunity. Hopefully, you are catching this sauce. But yeah, any heavyweights, man, big guys, cruiserweights. I want the big guys, man. I don't want the smaller guys. I want the big guys now, man. And shout out to the listeners. Shout out to the non-listeners. Shout out to the plotters, the schemers. Continue to scheme and plot, because now you guys are, like I said, you're in your own way, man. You're just in. You've been in the way. The jig is up. Continue to watch the Source Experience grow. Shout out to Warhead sodas and Warhead candy. Continue to keep grinding and growing, man. I want to give y'all an hour, man, but I want to go get something to eat, man. Sunday fun days. Um, me, I like to hit the fish spot around the corner. Give me some nice calamari. It feels like a calamari type of Sunday. Enjoy me some calamari. Watch the Flash on. But if it goes to purse bid, is it fair to say, like tapping with that poll that I got up? Is it fair to say that it was a lot of fronting going on as far as really wanting this fight and making this fight. Because if it goes to purse bid, that means that the promoters that were supposed to make the fight couldn't come to terms on making the fight. You know that, right? See, I say that for the end. I want to save that for the end. Because I wanted to give my listeners, the people that was in and out of here all day, a chance to state that they understood that. That they understood that. But if nobody came to the table to act like they understand that. And I can understand why y'all don't understand that. Because like I said, a lot of y'all just talk boxing. So if this fight goes to purse bid, that means that Earl Spence, yes, the guy that's on record as to wanting the fight, could not come to terms with Bob Arum. Thus, a purse bid now for this fight. Feel free to smash the like button. Hopefully you caught them jewels and gems that I dropped. You know the vibes. This is the Source Experience, aka Mr. Show Me Your Work, aka Hey, what do I know? FYI, what is the next fight that you are attending? You notice I didn't say working, because most of you guys that sit on here and talk boxing never worked the fight. A lot of y'all never attended a fight. And most of y'all goddamn don't even know what you watching when you watching a fight. Hopefully, y'all caught that sauce. You know the vibes. I holla.
Over there, Jack of Fitness doing the damn thing. I just like to see what they was able to get you to be able to make that next move in this boxing game, because a lot of cats don't get the opportunity. But for you, it seems like you was ready and built for the opportunity, man. It's almost like 17 years old, man. You stepping up to a huge plate. It's a lot of responsibility that goes into what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
Big stage, top rank. Man, come on. Wearing the jersey. Tell us about that LeBron jersey, man. Your first fight.
Shout out Jackson Fitness, because he gave me the idea, the LeBron James of the game, you know. Shout out Jackson for that one. So I just took it. The people seem to like it, so I just ran with it.
Yeah, they talking about it, man. You got your own, persona.
Word.
You know, and that's.
You know the vibes. Another day in the office. All-star right here. You know, another day in the office. School you. That's right. All-star. Braun. Yeah. Another day in the office. We just getting that work.
Simple.
Yeah. Road to greatness. J Prince Boxing. Top rank. ESPN. You know the vibes. Yeah.
Guys, and then again, it's me. But then, being loyal, God always bless people who are very loyal.
Yes. Salute, man. Once again, man, this is Jackal Fitness with the champ, Richard Comey. Havoc in the building as always.
We are in the hurt business.
Hey, you know the vibes, man. Thank you, Richard. Yo, congratulations. Bless.
Oh my gosh, he's sweating. Down, Narina. Down, Narina. I'm taking a video. You want to be famous? Run down.
Yeah.